What's up YouTube, ReggieTECH here, and today we're going to be doing a review and a demonstration on the brand new eSamcore rechargeable tactical LED flashlight. So this is the box that this flashlight comes in. It looks pretty damn tactical to me. It looks like something an army person would carry with them. As you can see here, you do get a nice string to carry it on your wrist if you ever need to. And this is a very nice and hard plastic. It almost feels like the plastic is infused with a little bit of rubber to give it a little bit of flex on the top and bottom covers. But it's a super durable and hard plastic carrying case that will definitely stand up to the test of time. So let's go ahead and take a look at what's inside, as I am super excited to test out this flashlight and see how everything works. Alright you guys, so to open up this box, all you got to do is unclip the 4 clips that it has around the sides of the box. And once you do that, when you open it up, the first thing you do see is that lifetime warranty and the eSamcore. So on this card, it does say that you have a 30-day time period to get a full refund on the product, and you have a lifetime replacement warranty, which is amazing. So if anything ever goes wrong with this product, you can always send it back and they'll give you a brand new one for free. Also, it does have the satisfaction card right here where you can go ahead and post if you're happy with this product or if you're not happy with this product. Give your feedback on the product so that the company knows how you feel about it. Coming to the main course of this review, we have the AC adapter to recharge your flashlight. We'll put that aside. You get a AAA 3-holster battery pack right here. You can put all 3 AAA batteries in here and use that as the power source for this flashlight. Or if you just want to keep this handy in the event that that battery ever dies, you can always just keep this holster full of the AAA batteries, keep it in here, and you're set to go. And finally, we get to the eSamcore tactical flashlight. So my first impressions picking this flashlight up, it's nice and heavy, has a nice weight to it, which is great when you're looking at a nice and durable, long-lasting flashlight. So as you can see here, it does have the eSamcore logo right there on the holster part, and it is around the nice grip kind of portion that they did etch into the metal of this flashlight. This is a fully metal flashlight, and I think that this button may be metal too, but it kind of feels like it's plastic. Not 100% sure, but it doesn't make any difference. Coming down to the bottom of this flashlight, you do see that you do get that glass breaker here. And that glass breaker is a super essential and a really great thing to keep around in the event that you ever need to break glass to get out of somewhere in an emergency. Especially a car, God forbid you get into a car accident, something like that. Or even in your house, let's say the windows are locked and they can't open and there's a fire or something. So in the event of any of that happening, you have a glass breaker laying around so that you can easily and effectively break the glass to get out and get to safety. And if you can hear this, I'm going to put this really up close to the camera and mic. It is on kind of like a spring joint, so that adds a little bit of tension and force for when you actually go to hit the window. It adds a little bit more force and pressure to break that glass. And that's a really great thing that I'm glad that they added to that. So you don't have to put too much force, and it will add to basically the force that you put on hitting the window. You do get right here a nice wrist strap that you can carry around this flashlight with, like so. And this flashlight is a nice and comfortable design. It's not too thick, and it has a nice comfortable feel to it. So next up, we're going to go ahead and take a look at that zoom function. It has all the information here on the different types of zoom that you can handle with this flashlight. So let's go ahead and take a look at that zoom function. And if you guys could hear that, it's on a nice kind of zipper joint that will definitely keep the zoom at the place that you want it to without going and zooming back in. And it also makes it very adjustable to the way that you want the zoom and how much zoom you need on your flashlight. So it's very nice. It almost feels like a hydraulic kind of joint right here. Although it's not a hydraulic joint, it's just that zipper kind of feel to the joint. And next up, we're going to go ahead and take a look at that LED that's in there. So it has one single LED in there with a nice rounded fisheye kind of bulb there with a nice tactical feel to the top here. So whenever this flashlight drops or anything, that bulb, the glass that's there, and the LED won't be affected by it. And it also gives it a nice look when you're looking at the flashlight. So let's go ahead and see what powers up this lithium-ion flashlight. We're going to go ahead and remove the back cover with that glass breaker on it. And putting that aside, you can go ahead and drop out the battery. That's the only thing that's in there. And the battery comes encased in this little plastic kind of dowel housing just so that it can fit properly and have the right connection with the internal metal parts so that the flashlight can get the power. So it does support a 6800 milliamp hour battery, and this is a 18650 3.7 volt lithium ion battery. So you can even buy replacements for this if you ever feel the need to. And this battery will last you definitely for a long time. So we're going to go ahead and put that back there, but we'll check out how this AAA battery holster fits in. So when you put the AAA batteries in here, you'll have 3 of them, and they go in like that, right there, and basically you put the back cover back on it. It's basically the same function without these being rechargeable. So talking about the rechargeable aspect of this flashlight, where do you charge it from? So it has a nicely covered charging port right here, and it's basically this little AC charger that charges it up. You just plug it in right there, plug this into the wall outlet, and you can charge up your battery. Now, I find that really cool, and I don't think I've ever seen that before in a flashlight, so I really am fascinated by this. I love that you can recharge a flashlight so you don't have to waste money on batteries constantly anymore. Everyone knows that once a battery starts dying, you have to go out and get new batteries for your flashlight, and if you run out in emergency, that can really lead to a big inconvenience in how you handle things in emergency. So I like that this is rechargeable and that they do include this battery holster as well. So let's go ahead and power up this flashlight and see how everything looks. I'm going to go ahead and turn this to the opposite side of my living room so that we can check out how bright this flashlight is. And I will also be comparing it to my Brookstone tactical flashlight that has everything built in as well, the glass breaker, as well as some multi-tools. And we're going to go ahead and compare both of these flashlights right now. Alright you guys, so here I am on the other side of my living room, and these are the 2 flashlights we're going to be testing, the Brookstone tactical flashlight and the eSamcore tactical flashlight. So both flashlights, they do have similar functions. Both flashlights do have the zoom function, although the eSamcore one is an adjustable zoom function, while the Brookstone version is just a one zoom in or zoom out function. Both flashlights do have a couple of light modes, about 4 light modes, and they do both have the glass breaker on them. So we're going to go ahead and test out the brightness. I know it is daylight right now, but for me, I think that this is a great time to test out how bright the flashlights perform while even in a daylight setting. So first up, we're going to go ahead and test each of the brightnesses of each flashlight. So to kick it off, we'll go ahead with the eSamcore version. So here we have the flashlight on its brightest light setting, and as you can see, it really does light up the living room. And with a light tap of the button, you can get it into the medium dim setting and then into the fully dimmed setting, which gives it a lighter light profile. Then we also have the strobing light function, and that can be adjusted as well. So next up, we're going to go ahead and test out the Brookstone version. So here's the Brookstone flashlight on its brightest light setting. Then we can go ahead and dim it with just a tap of the button, and then we can activate its strobing light function as well. Something to note that I do like about this Brookstone flashlight is that it does have this red ring right here. So in case of an emergency, that will also be shown while you're doing your strobing light in the event of a serious emergency. Both light bulbs do have a very nice trigger button right here. Both of them do seem pretty sturdy. One thing to also note is that both of these flashlights are powered by LED lights, which is a great thing to note. The Brookstone flashlight does not have any type of lithium-ion battery, which is unfortunate. It doesn't even have a charging port. It just works by that basic, the AAA battery holster that goes in here, and you basically power it that way. Let's go ahead and take a look at the zoom functions on each of these flashlights just to see how the zoom looks. So with the eSamcore version, we do have that adjustable zoom. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the flashlight on to its brightest mode right there. And when you're zooming it in, you will see that it does go ahead and basically end up showing a LED light pattern, which I find pretty cool, and I do like that. And then zooming out again, it gets bigger gradually, which is a very good thing because then you can actually adjust the zoom as the way you want it. Taking a look at the Brookstone flashlight, we're going to go ahead and put that up to its brightest light setting as well. And it basically just has one zoom function. You could try and go very slow with it, but it takes a lot more work than it does with the eSamcore version. So basically that's the brightest at its zoomed in function, and we can try to get it slowly to zoom out. So as I showed before, both of these do have the glass breaker. The glass breaker that's on the Brookstone version is not spring loaded or anything, besides for the fact that it does automatically pop out at the push of a button. And this is a really nice glass breaker. Actually, it's nice and pointy, but it doesn't have that kind of spring function that this one has, a spring loaded function to add that extra set of tension and pressure when breaking glass. You physically have to use a lot of force with this one to break glass. And that's another function that I do like about this eSamcore version. So you guys, I'm going to take both of these flashlights out tonight in the backyard, and we're going to go ahead and test out to see how bright each flashlight performs in total darkness. So I'll see you guys tonight. Alright you guys, so it's nighttime, and we're going to go ahead and test out both flashlights at their brightness functions, and we're going to see how they illuminate the backyard. I am upstairs in my house right now because it's super cold outside, and it's just way too cold to go outside. So let's go ahead and get started with the Brookstone flashlight first. Turning on the Brookstone flashlight, that's it at its highest brightness setting. And as you can see, it pretty much does illuminate the backyard fairly well. I'm going to go ahead and zoom it up. When it's zoomed up, you can definitely see all of pretty much everything that's layered in the backyard right there. Next up, we're going to go ahead to its dim light setting. While at its dim light setting, it's very dim, but when you do zoom it up, you can focus in on pretty much everything in the backyard as well. Next is the strobing light function, and that's pretty much it for the Brookstone flashlight. Now we're going to go ahead and use the eSamcore flashlight. Turning it on, that's it at its brightest light setting, and it really does illuminate the whole backyard. You can basically see everything there. It's far brighter than the Brookstone flashlight at its brightest setting. Going to go ahead and zoom it up. And that is far brighter than the Brookstone flashlight. Going down to its medium dim setting, it still pretty much illuminates the whole backyard, and it looks like the Brookstone's flashlight at its highest light setting. Next, we are on its dimmest light setting. And then at its strobing function and slower strobing function. And then back at the brightest light function for this flashlight. Alright you guys, that's about it for this review and demonstration of the eSamcore Tactical LED flashlight that is rechargeable. Now, a few points to point out about this flashlight that I do like and that I was very, very surprised about is that this flashlight is super bright in both daylight as well as nighttime conditions. As you can see in those two little clips I took footage of before, I use this both in a daylight setting and in a nighttime setting. And this flashlight, it surpasses the Brookstone Tactical flashlight in so many ways with the brightness and the way it illuminates the whole area. This flashlight has a lot more lighting modes than the Brookstone one. It also offers a brighter LED inside that really does illuminate the whole entire area that you're using it for. It also includes that variable zoom, which is another plus for this flashlight. It makes it super easy to get the right amount of illumination in the area that you want. Definitely does that. Another thing that is super great about this flashlight, it is waterproof, and it has a glass breaker up at the top. Now in this glass breaker, I just like to note that it feels like it has a tension spring on the inside. So that being said, that means that once you put that force into hitting and breaking that glass, the spring inside here will coil up and add an extra set of pressure and force to break that glass easier. You won't have to use as much force as you would with a regular glass breaker. This definitely will help you out in the event of an emergency to get out faster. The biggest and most insanely convenient part of this flashlight is that it is rechargeable on its own. It doesn't need to have a lot of people use rechargeable batteries on their flashlights, but this doesn't need any kind of rechargeable battery that uses a separate base. This flashlight actually recharges on its own. It has its own AC port right here, and you just plug that in, and you plug the adapter right into the wall, and you can charge up this flashlight just like that. And in the event that your flashlight ever dies and it's an emergency situation and you have nothing else to use, they did include this battery caddy for AAA batteries that you can just pop the batteries in here and put this right into the flashlight and continue using it until you can recharge the lithium ion battery that's inside. So all in all, I think this is an insanely great flashlight. It's super useful to have, as well as being one of the most convenient flashlights I've ever seen used or, have bought on my own. I really do like this flashlight a lot, and I hope you guys do go ahead and check this out. It's a really good flashlight to have in the event of any emergency. So, if you guys want to check this flashlight out, I'll be leaving a link to it in the description box below. And if you guys like this video, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button down below. And don't forget to follow ReggieTECH on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And if you guys have any comments or questions about this flashlight at all, go ahead and comment them in the comment section below, and I will be very prompt in responding to those comments. So I want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.